Chapter 7. Be hard to figure out. Switch up. Often, if you don't get brand new, people will think you fell off. Anyone who stays the same is in a rut, and you have to make changes to stay ahead of the game. You have to keep people wondering what you're going to come up with next. Excerpt from Pimpin Ken and Karen Hunter, Pimpology, The 48 Laws of the Game, published by Simon & Schuster. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Mahatma Gandhi. When I was young, active and attractive, the first thing I would do is shake shit up to make motherfuckers uncomfortable. I would pull up in a low-key whip, scan the perimeter and select my prey. Niggas that knew me would brace themselves because the book on what Kim was gonna do was yet to be written. My philosophy is, if people know your moves, they will stop you in your tracks and defeat you hands down. When you're slick with it, they'll rack their brains trying to figure it out. One of the games pimps play when they first meet hoes is to wine and dine them. Tell them all the shit they want to hear, buy them the things they need to work in and make them feel like they're in hoe heaven. And luckily for the hoe, if she's not with a sophisticated gentleman pimp, these will be her best moments with this pimp. Even though the pimp may be the most hated in the square world, this is a very effective chess move because most prostitutes are cold-hearted. They have to be because tricks or johns are very manipulative and conning, so hoes develop a defense mechanism that sometimes makes it home to her pimp. This is why the more skillful pimp switches up before the hoe does and becomes the ruling dictator. That's in the pimp world. But how many of you have met the perfect man? The guy that brings you flowers, opens the doors, tells you sweet things and stays on the phone with you for hours? Or the sexy young lady that's sweet, loves to be around you, laughs at all your non-comedic jokes, and sucks and fucks you at will? Then out of nowhere, shit stops, and you wonder what the fuck happened. But you're hooked, and you want that old thing back. You want that sweet Ken or Barbie back. This is the power of switch up and being hard to figure out. It leaves the other person confused and wondering what happened to you. Like I said, when I would get to a town or city, I would first come stand off the radar. Then I would pull out the big body Benz, the jewels, and terrorize that motherfucker. The advantage was that they didn't see me coming and they couldn't figure me out. I was a human chess player with all types of moves and strategies. The breakdown. It is easy for the reader to say, yeah, but how does that apply to me? Well, let's start with the Super Bowl. When you see a coach on the field, his main concern is to keep the other side in the dark, not let him read his plays or figure out his strategy. He covers his mouth the entire game just in case the other team has a lip reader. He is a master at chess, and his only mission is to outfox his opponent. This requires secrecy and plotting. Whoever wins the game and checkmates their opponent is considered the master thinker. We must be difficult to figure out to win in any game. Look at Wall Street and corporate America. You can go to jail for inside trading. The corporate meetings are the most secretive meetings in the world because they are dealing with billions of dollars, and the last thing they want is the competition figuring out their plans. In all walks of life, you will see this principle being demonstrated. You must master it and become a better human chess player than your opponent. One last example. In the book, The 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene gives an illustration of one of the greatest chess players of all time, Bobby Fischer. Fischer was playing another master at the game that was considered better than him. This guy was Russian and very good at figuring out his opponent's game. Fischer knew this and devised a master plan. He acted like he was unhappy with the arrangements made for the chess match. He didn't agree with the prize money and he claimed to hate the location. All this had the Russian mad as hell and was throwing off his strategy, which is what Fischer wanted. They finally decided to play, and Fischer showed up 1 minute before game time, increasing the Russian's anger. To make things worse, Fischer basically gave him the first game on purpose. He was making it hard for this master player to figure him out. And to fuck him up even more, he didn't even show up for the second game. Bobby Fischer was playing human chess with this sucker by manipulating his mind and diverting his concentration from the game to Fischer's bullshit. The Russian was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. By the time Fischer's opponent knew anything, Fischer beat the brakes off of him, and that's why he is one of the greatest of all time. He understood the connection between human chess and the game of chess. All games are won in the mind, and the player that can keep the other player in the dark will win the vast majority of the time. Live your life, but never let your opponent know how you're living.